Hello everybody, it's me, and welcome back to the video. Now, in this one, I am bringing back the series of how to use, and today, I'm going to be showing off how to use Theodore / Dorogo. Now, if you want to use probably the better Dorogo set with Barbs, Baffle, Primal Slash, and Slapdown, I'm going to use the offensive one, Ancient Instinct, Mega Punch, Slapdown, and Primal Slash. It's kind of a flex to show off that's not anomaly, and it can sweep if you're lucky. Here is the TPs if you want it. This is to make it bulky. This is so you get to 150. And yeah, anyway, I'm excited to use this thing. We're gonna show off good teams that you should bring Dorogo in, teams that Dorogo would struggle with, and good teammates for Dorogo, and overall how you would utilize it in each situation. Anyway, yeah, let's get into the first battle. Alright, we're gonna get the first battle, and this is my friend. We're basically going to be, he's gonna help, he helps me show off these things, yeah. And, basically, if you look at this is a really, really good team for Dorogo, because if you look at it, if realistically, he just leads off the Protogon and then wins, but that's not what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna pretend I have a full team. We're gonna pretend I have a full team. Yeah, Dorogo would really excel in this fight, because it can hit. Its coverage is really good that there is only a few things that can actually resist or not be affected, like Smolder, Terrafly, Avatros, Zeppelin, and Stratasaur are one of the, and Setamars are those that resist it. Now, right here, Vesperod 2 could cook Slapdown or any of those moves, but since they're not very effective, I get to go for Ancient Instinct, right? Now what I'm going to hope for that I get here is either speed, because he has fast Loomians, or I get my melee attack to do more damage. But I would prefer that I get speed. Melee attack's not bad either. Now he goes for a Slapdown, right? Since it's probably a very brawny vest, yeah, that did a lot of damage for being resisted. I should get more melee defense this thing. Anyway, we can go for another Ancient Instinct actually. Maybe if we get speed, then we can sweep the team. That's what we're gonna hope for. And there we go. Now see, Slapdown's it's not gonna do nearly as much damage as it did before. Now we go for our Primal Slash. Since we're +2/+2, we're basically gonna hit anything that we hit super effectively, we're going to kill. But then that's the issue of our energy. Now, you gotta maintain energy with this kind of Dorogo set. Now, you probably shouldn't use this one, but this would be good Loomians that it has a positive matchup against. Now, Rev9 comes in. Now we just go for our Primal Slash. Goes for Shadow Sprint. Vengeance boosted Shadow Sprint only to 12 damage. It's bad. Just kidding. Now, what's unfortunate here is that we would need to have Protogon, Valkyrie, and Deladrix, all of those guys, to come in. Valkyrie comes in, right? And now, since we have Mega Punch, we're going to try to take it down, but we do have Slapdown, which is more reliable, so we're going to go for the Slapdown. Mega Punch might KO, but we don't really want to risk that right now. So we're just going to get rid of the Valkyrie's item, and as well as us taking it down. Alright. In comes Zulong. Then we can just go for a Primal Slash. And as you can see, because of its insane coverage, it has really good sweeping potential. Realistically, I could have went for a rest on the Rev9, predicting that kind of thing. But yeah, unfortunately the energy stat is gonna be what kills us. But yeah, if we had more energy, we definitely would be able to take out his entire team. You could put more energy into this with less bulk, but that's not really what I'm going for. And since we showed off a team that it could excel at, let's show a team that it won't do very good against. Alright. Now, for this, as you can see, we do struggle against this. Now, other threats that you would see would be like Avatros or Zeph, like those guys, because we actually don't hit them super effectively. Now, the thing is, you might see that Theodore would have been able to kill the Protogon, but let's say that he let off with Protogon. Let's see what happens if that happens. So if any one of these guys that he leads off with. Now, let's see what happens here. Now, let's look at our coverage moves. Not a lot to go off of. Our best bet here would be to click Primal Slash. You know, but unfortunately, we will not be KOing it unless we crit it. Even then, we won't even KO it. But, yeah, that's pretty much all that we have to do here. If we click Primal Slash, Race is going to die. We basically die to Terrafly and Swolder each. Wow, the toxicity. But yeah, we basically struggle versus Terrafly and Swolder because we can't hit them super effectively. And we're going to struggle versus leads like Zulong and Co, basically. Double Sting. Aha. Perfect. Let's just say, fortunately, this was one of the times that we actually killed. Let's say that we flinched 3 times in a row with Mega Punch. Yeah, we're gonna say that happened. Now in comes the Protogon. Now, let's say that was the lead. As you can see, we can hit the Protogon effectively, but that happens. Now, we're going to get KO'd by Metal Blast or Energy Surge. It really doesn't matter. Usually they would go for Energy Surge to save energy. But, yeah, since we can't really defend against that, what are we meant to do if we can't hit it or anything? Now, let's see what happens if they lead with something else. Alright, now, let's say that we led with Theo and the Zulong. Now, unfortunately, Zulong has a 119 speed stat, while Theo has a 116 speed stat, so we're not going to be able to KO the Zulong unless it is very smart. Now, that's going to be unfortunate. There's no way that we can take an Elemental Burst because it's boosted by Awakening, further boosted by Ancient Essence. So, yeah, Theodore or Dorogo definitely struggles versus Zulong lead, but yeah, let's go for the Primal Slash. We died to the Elemental Burst, which is unfortunate, so you don't want to see any Zulongs or any other types like that. And yeah, I guess let's get into the next lead. Now, let's say that they led off with Stratasaur. Now, if we look at our arsenal, our strongest move is ineffective. We could go for the Slap Down for more damage, but here's something you gotta note. Here's something you must note. Mega Punch has a chance to flinch. So let's say that you have literally the best RNG of all time, then just maybe you're gonna KO or get the mini flinches in a row that you need. But yeah, we're not gonna do much damage versus the Stratasaur, which is unfortunate, so we're gonna be taken down by the Metal Blast. So you don't want to see any Stratasaurs if you're gonna run an offensive Dorogo. Alright, now let's say that they led with Avatros. Now, as you can see, our flinching move is ineffective, so we're not going to click that. And we have Primal Slash and Slapdown. Now, we actually outspeed Avatros because it is 113 speed, if I remember correctly. We are 116, so we're going to be able to outspeed it. Now, we can go for our Slapdown, right? And we're going to be able to hit it hard. But Avatros can just go for Brawn Boost and then a Nosedive. Avatros isn't exactly the best counter to it, but it can still counter it. Much like Zeppelin, because really hard hitters, depending on what they go for. Because if they go for like a Nosedive or whatever, we're gonna get like 2-hit KO'd. So yeah, now since it's +1 with Rev Up, unfortunately we're gonna go down to its Nosedive. That's pretty sad. Goodbye, Theo. Yep, unfortunate. Alright, well, anyway, let's see what would happen if we had some teammates to back Theo up. Alright, now, here are some teammates that I have made for this occasion. We have Venolan to be able to counter the Stratasaurs. We have Declips to absorb those pesky light-type moves. We have Ikazune to quadruply resist the metal attacks by being able to hit them very hard back. We have Stratasaur to be able to absorb those bug-type moves along with getting a +1 speed boost. I'm using a Frail Armor one because Miss Lady has my other one. And Fastifer to absorb, to be immune to light-type moves, as well as being able to take down Zulong. And everyone's going to love me for this. A Valkyrie. I made this one a while ago. I plan on making a new one someday, but I'm not going to use Valkyrie right now. But yeah, anyway, we are going to get into the first battle. Okay. Alright, now let's say that he led with Valkyrie. Right, now before you saw that we KO'd the Valkyrie, but that was when we had Ancient Instinct up. Theoretically, you could go for the Mega Punch or go for the Flinch, but we're not going to do that. Instead, we're expecting the Light-type move to come out, right? So, we're going to go into Declips to absorb the Light-type move. Now, that's good, right? Now, this is the switching game again. Now, look at this. We actually cannot hit the Valkyrie. So what we're going to do, he's going to go for the Metal Blast. I'm just going to go into Ikazune, right? And now I'm going to quadruply resist the Metal Blast. Perfect. And now, I can very easily Thunder Strike here. So we're going to click the Thunder Strike. Even if he goes for Gamma Pulse or whatever he goes for, doesn't really matter. Because we're going to be able to hit it pretty hard. Yep. I did hit it pretty hard. Now, since we are actually kind of low, we can just swap in to Declips again, absorbing the Gamma Pulse, and then we can click Gamma Pulse ourselves. Or Raging Howl, depending on whichever you want to do. But we're actually going to go for the Raging Howl instead, because Raging Howl is stronger even if we don't get stab boost from Gamma Pulse. So we're going to go for our Raging Howl. Yep, there we go. That's how you would deal with a Valkyrie if you're going to prioritize using this kind of Theo set. But I wouldn't recommend doing what I just did. Probably just go into Venola and then stall it out with poison. Anyway, let's see what happens if you led with something else. Alright, now let's say that they led with Garbantus, right? We are going to swap into our Bug Resist, quadruply Bug Resist Stratasaur. And we're swapping to that. Now, this is actually a Frail Armor one. You'd usually expect Toxic Filter, but that's not really what Miss Lady has my other one. I didn't want to ask her. So yeah, we're going to quadruply resist that, along with getting our Frail Armor buff. So now we're +1, and we should outspeed pretty much everything. So now we just get to go for an Air Blade. It's going to hit the Garbantus very, very hard. Usually Garbantus would never stay in, but not in this case. Alright, now let's say that they led with something else. Let's say that they led with Protogon. Now, if we look at it, it has two moves on it, Metal Blast and Energy Surge. Now, fun fact, Theo is trained to where Protogons get melee attacks, so we don't have to be worried about that. Now, nothing here could really take Protogon, like, to tank a lot of hits from it. But Venolan can, because of its insane range defense stat. So we're going to go into Venolan, which will resist the Metal Blast or Energy Surge that he uses. Metal Blast can come out. We're going to be able to take literally no damage. Like, it's completely fine. And now we get to play the fun game of me clicking Charade. I'm going to click Charade, Adaptive Assault twice, and then we should be able to take down the Protogon. No matter what he does, unless he gets like a crit flinch paralyze here, we're good. Normally you would have Mud Spatter, but I'm not doing that because Mud Spatter sucks. Just kidding. It takes down other toxic types. keep on using Charade. Unfortunately, you could very easily get Deja Vu, which is what any player would do in that situation, but he can't hit us very hard. And he's just going to keep using Deja Vu. Now we get to go for Adaptive Assault. Maybe goes another attack, hoping to get paralyzed or something. Let's see. Critical hit, paralyze. Imagine. Now, since it's a -6 Protagon, it is dying to the Adaptive Assault. You would probably just poison there and then spam Rejuvenate. But I'm not a staller-ish. Anyway, let's see if they let off with something else. Alright. Now, let's say that they let off with the Ventation. Now, if we look at this, we know it has Battering Ram, so we could go into Stratasaur. But we also have another Bug Resist in Ikazune. Now, you might be wondering, why did you not swap it in? Well, Garbantis is a Earth type, and it could just Clay Slap me since I underspeed it. So we're going to go into Ikazune, predicting the Battering Ram. Now, we're still going to take some damage from Ventation. A better counter to Ventation would be something like Krakola and spamming Mud Spatter. Yeah. We only took 41 damage. It's not terrible. Now, we're going to go for a Thunder Strike. Now, if I'm right, my friend's using a very clever Ventation. Now, if it tanks a Thunder Strike, that'd be very, very impressive. It did. And I guess go for Geyser. But yeah, not a lot of people would use a very clever Ventation. But it's funny, though. And then we can go very easily into Venolin, because since it's not very robust or anything, we should be able to live with it. Actually, we might even outspeed it. It's probably, yeah, die. Probably use a Venolin to counter it, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's gonna take too much damage from Battering Ram. But yeah, those are some, not all, but some teammates that you could use with Theo. And I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I'm planning on doing another one for the next Chipmunk in the next video. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.